9:30 a.m. Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. The New York Stock Exchange has just opened. The market right now is down 6.5 points. We have a high of 35.62, a low of 35.11, a much tighter range so far than yesterday's wild swings. Let's look at the daily chart. Okay, we see that huge breakout that I discussed. You see right above 3,600, huge breakout to 36.68, but then it retraced and closed near the lows. We took advantage of that and had our best trading day of the challenge so far, riding it all the way down. So yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Right now, we're looking a little bit toppy. My guesstimate is that we stay in this range between 3,300 and 3,500, 35 and change. 3,600 maximum, I would say. So yeah, between 3,300, 32, 33 to like 35, 3,600, between that range. I think we go in that range as things get sorted out, as we figure out what's going on with the vaccine development, with who's the president, with all of the situations. So that's the daily chart. In terms of the, let's look at the hourly chart. Okay, so we see we are sitting near support. This may be a good long if we go and break out through the 35.50 level, or it may be a good short if we go the other way on the 1 hour. On the 30-minute, we see again all the averages are coming together. This may be a good long. Yeah, I'm beginning to, see this as a long market potentially. And the 10-minute also looks like a long. 5-minute, yep, looks like a long. And the 1-minute is definitely, it looks like a long. Okay, above all the averages. Although we do have a lot of resistance up there. Okay, but we did break through everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to buy. Everything's telling me to buy. Okay, so let's buy. Buy them. Okay, the market is flat as we speak. Let's see. Okay, we are filled. Okay, and let's get our orders. Okay, here we go. So we're filled at 35.43 and a quarter. 35.43 and a quarter. 35.43 and a quarter. And in terms of our stop, let's look at our, okay, let's see where we're going to put our stop. Let's look at the 10-minute chart as well. It looks like a nice, okay, I would believe we're going to put our stop at 35, I think 29. Okay, 35. You know what? I'll put it at 35, 29 and 3/4. I was going to leave more room, but it's fine. 35, 29, 3/4 will be our stop. Let's do that. 29. Okay. 29 3/4. Okay. Let's ensure that our stop is in. 35, 29 3/4. And okay, and here's the market one more time. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, here we go. All right, so that is the story. So yeah, the market just opened, like we said, 4 minutes in. It looks like. All right, we'll have to see. Okay, that's that. I'll get back with you guys soon. Okay, it's Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, 9:35 a.m. I'm back. That was quick, right? Okay, this market is starting to look like more of like a short. All of that, up move Yeah, we're already stopped out. You see, I was right. Okay. All right, let's go short. Yeah, this market is... that's a tricky part of trading the open. There's a lot of... there's a lot of uncertainty, and the market's still figuring out the trend. Okay, let's see if we're filled. And it gets a little bit tricky when you're trading right at the open. Okay, so we sold at 35.32 and a half. Let's see. And then the other trade was 35.29 and a half. That's where we got out, 35.20 and a half. So we are short right now. Well, we took a nice little hit, huh, for the open. Okay. Okay, in terms of the stop here, we're going to want to put the stop in at 35.60 and a half. We're going to give it room. Like I said, don't over leverage, so you can give your stops room when you have to. And then you can always move the stop as you see necessary. But again, a stop is insurance that you don't get wiped out or lose excessive amounts. But a stop is definitely not, it's not meant to, you don't want to just get stopped out every 5 seconds, because then, you're never going to really progress over time. So you do want to give yourself room. Okay. And again, it depends on your style. If you make 2 points out of the market or 5 points out of the market, obviously you can't lose 20 points when you're wrong. That's crazy. But if the market has big swings, big ranges, when the market's moving 1,000 points between the highs and lows each day, and it's like within minutes it can move big amounts, you got to give it more room, obviously, and you have to have a bigger budget. Okay, so we're up already 750, but let's see where it takes us. Okay, let's look at what the 10-minute looks like. Okay, you see 10 minutes starting to break down. Things change fast. You see? Okay, here as well, the 5-minute. You see it's starting to break down after it broke up. It went right back down. You got to be quick sometimes if you're wrong. 1 minute. Again, you see that? Straight up and now straight down. Okay, so everything just changed quickly as we open. Okay, we're up 11.25 right now on this trade. We're still down, on the day, but the day's young. This is our second trade of the day, so we just have one more trade after this, and we're done no matter what, Okay, let's ensure our stop is in 35.60 and a half. It is a pretty, we're giving it a lot of room. And we could probably move it to 35.45 and a half, but for now we'll just leave it there. Okay. Alrighty, 9:44 a.m., Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. So we see the market open, went straight up from 35.30 to 35.44, 35.45. We did initially go long, and then it just reversed immediately. So we did go short, and the market went all the way to 35.22, 21, bounced back up to about 35.30 and change. And now it's again heading back to the lows. And you see, this is the point about the stops. I mean, think about that. From 35.30 to 35.44 is 14 points. That's like 140 points on the Dow. Back down is about another 14 points, 15 points, whatever. And then from here, from 35.22, going back up to 35.30, almost 31, that's another 10 points, which is another 100 points. And on 5 contracts, 10 points... every point is $250. So if it moves 10 points, that's what, $2,500, on just 10 points. So that's why don't over leverage. Leave yourself room in a market like this, and don't go in a million times, because you can lose a lot very fast if you're wrong. And if you're wrong and you're wrong 2-3 times on the day, that's it. Tomorrow's a new day. And think about it like a bullet, in war. If you're in war and you're trying to win the battle and you have a limited number of bullets, you're going to be smart about using them. You're not just going to just keep shooting in the air, because you'll be out of your bullets. Same thing with the trading. Don't just go, enter into any trades. Look for opportunities. And that's that. So anyways, we're looking to see where the market's doing. It's trying to test the lows, but we will have to see. A lot of uncertainty lurks for the market, but like I said, I still think we're going to stay in this trading range, and we are on the daily chart. We are in the high part of the range, so you know it looks like in the coming weeks we may be going back to the lower range. Now again, this all depends on news and so forth, but if you just look at the charts alone, we are looking a little bit toppy now. Okay, so that's the story. And if we do break, of course, 3600, 3668, the highs with some volume, and maybe if the news drives it, you know, yeah, of course we could create a new bull market. But if we don't, we're going to probably stay in this range for a little bit, and then a break under 3200 would similarly probably start a new bear market. Okay, so that's my analysis. And in terms of our P&L, wow, we're almost green on the day. Okay, all right, let's see where it takes us. Okay, catch up with you guys in a bit. Alrighty, it is 12:12 p.m. Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. Here's what's happening. Let's look at our let's start with the 1 minute chart, actually. Okay, and the 1 minute chart, we see a little bit of a roller coaster ride. But yeah, look at this. Okay, so basically, the market initially, let's go here. Okay, the market initially opened up at 9:30. Okay, whoops, let's get this out of here. It opened up at 9:30, and initially it started down, and then actually went up, then down. So we went short, we went long, and let's see, and then hold on. Okay, yeah. So we went. Let me get the chart back up. Okay, so initially we went long, and then the market started to go down, so we went short, and then it did rally a little bit, and then collapsed big time to 3506.5, and then surprisingly, it went all the way back up like a rocket ship. It's been having ferocious down moves. You see, each of these down moves is about, my guess is like 10, 15 points, which is dramatic on your P&L. You know, if you see your profit and losses, you know, move so quickly. But anyways, so the market had a huge rally all the way to the highs from this bottom. Our stop was not hit, but that's a very interesting situation on the 1 minute. Now on the 5 minute, again, we see basically a very up and down day. Straight down to 3506, bottoming at, what time was that? At about 10:40 a.m. And now it's hitting a top at around 12:10 or so. So we're all watching that closely. In terms of, yeah, you see there's massive resistance here at around 3550, 3560. But yeah, we were pretty profitable, and it just escaped us. It went straight back up. Okay. You know, like I said, I try to be very transparent. You know, we probably should have maybe moved our stop or gotten out, but we didn't. Okay. Anyways, so that's the story. In terms of the 30-minute, we see right now that we're testing all of the averages. So a solid break above this would probably be a sign to go long, like if we go above 3560, which is why our stop is there. So long as it doesn't break through 3560, I think we're still going to go back to the lows, but we'll have to see. And then finally, let's look at the 10-minute chart. Once it comes up, here we go. So now the 10-minute chart, you see we're at resistance at 3550. We did break through most of the averages, but you see this red line's right at 3560. That's so interesting because our stop is right around there. Let me show you. Here's our stop, 3560.5. So that is the story. We're not right now at 3551.25. It is approaching 12:30, and a lot of times 12:30 the trends strengthen or they reverse. So we will see what happens the next 15 minutes. If this ends up being the top of the day, or if it breaks out. Okay. Alrighty, Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, 1:34 p.m. So, when we look at this 10-minute chart, look at what we notice. Okay? We notice a very, I would call it a choppy market, which that does happen a lot. And actually, we've been lucky with a lot of trends up and down, but sometimes you get choppy markets and you have to be careful to not let them wipe you out. And that's why it's so very important to limit how many trades you allow yourself to do per day, to have some kind of, discipline to make yourself, to force yourself to not overtrade and just lose money or, whatever. I mean, imagine, you try to go long, it goes against you, you get out. You try to go short, it goes against you, get out. And then you keep doing that, 20 times a day, 30 times a day. Imagine what can happen to your P&L. And you do this for a number of days, you can get wiped out, because even small losses will add up to huge losses if you keep on taking loss after loss after loss. So anyways, so what we see here is a choppy market. We did go down to 06, around 35.06 or so. We hit 50 and change, 35.50 and change, and now we're back at 35.25. But we are under all the moving averages, so we'll see what happens. Also, once we broke under the red, we never went above it. And in terms of the blue, we did go above it briefly, but now we're back under the blue as well. So we're under all the moving averages for the 10-minute. And the 5-minute, same thing, basically. Choppy day there as well. The 1-minute, choppy day, but look at this straight down move. You see over here was a roller coaster move up, where it went up, sellers came, then the buyers came back and brought it up again. Sellers came, but buyers here, just so you can see it clearer. So yeah, went up, down, sellers came. And basically every step of the way was like a step, a lot of big down moves. And then it would just go higher from 35.06 to 35.50, which is significant, big move. And then it topped out at around 35.45, 35.48 or so. And then it had a straight down move. So we will see, but it is approaching this blue line. So let's see what happens there. And then in terms of the 30-minute, we see, look at this 30-minute. You see, that's why it's really good to look at different averages. The 30-minute, you see just like a flat, choppy pattern. So you might see over the short term, oh wow, look at this big move up, look at this big down move, and you might get excited. And a lot of amateurs will get killed like that way because they'll be going in and out 100 times and being wrong. And believe me, we've done that. Anyone who's been training for a long time has it's about experiences, and that's really an excellent thing for life. Don't use your past or your failures as something to beat yourself up with or something to really victimize your own self, and because of what you've done or has happened, but instead use it as a school, use it as things to learn from and grow from. And had I not had those experiences in the past, would I be who I am today? Absolutely not. And would you? Absolutely not either. So long as you use them to grow and to progress and you don't beat yourself up with it. Anyways, so that's a 30-minute. You see that it did hit this red average and the market rallied it back up. And basically it's just been flat. I mean, if you look at these lines, they're just like flat and they're all coming together. So what I would say would be most significant, more important than the 5-minute and the 1-minute and even the 10-minute, I would say a major break through either this white line to the upside, okay, as it stands now, let's say around 35.50 solidly, or under the red line, and let's see if we can get that. Okay, whoops. So right now the red line would be around 35.11.79, and then the white line would be around 35.46, 35.50 even. Okay, so basically those are the levels. All right, guys? Okay, let's see where the market goes. Hey guys, so it's Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, 3:02 p.m. Alright, ready? This is what a really choppy market looks like. Voila. You see what's going on here? Okay, this is a 1-minute chart. I've compressed it so you can see how just like the market opened. So basically the market opened there where the volume got really high. And look at this. Down, up, really up, but a zigzag. Then a little bit down, all the way down, halfway, again up, down, really choppy market. So, yeah, I mean, we still have our stop in today. We're still short. And we'll see. I mean, the market is basically, I guess, consolidating after yesterday's big up open, which just fizzled out and it went straight down from the open, more or less. So, really choppy market today. Be careful. I mean, by the time you hear this, you'll probably the market will be closed because they have to post this on YouTube later today. But bottom line is, this is a choppy market, and this is exactly why you don't overtrade. Because imagine, going short, going long, going short, going long, going short, going long, and being wrong because it's, it starts rallying quickly, then going down again. That's where you can really devastate accounts by trying to make money, and just, trying to go in and out real quick. And some of these guys like to scalp and like, oh, let me go for a quick point or two or three or whatever, in and out, hundreds of times a day or something like that. But you go and all of a sudden you're getting, you're wrong multiple times in a row, and you just have huge losses, and you wipe out your account easily. So anyways, this is what a choppy market looks like. We will see if the last hour or so the market sells off, which is possible. But yeah, very choppy day. Let's look at, if you want a little more perspective, let's look at the 30-minute. And you see it's just like in a really tight range like we discussed earlier. And it hasn't really broken above, the averages to the upside or the downside. It's just been flat. If you look at the lines, they're just all flattening out. And again, if we break that red line, that might be a great short signal. Or if we move to the upside. Alrighty? Okay. Alrighty, it is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. Really choppy day. And it chopped us up a little bit. So our gains from yesterday, part of them were eaten up today, but we're still way ahead. And in the coming days, we'll be looking to make up those gains and go into new heights. Anyways, let's get out of this market. We are filled. We are flat. Let's cancel this order. And then let's make sure that happened. Okay, so we are down 4.22% today, but we were up 10% yesterday, so we didn't even retrace half of our gains from yesterday. But we are down today $6,812.50 gross. And then after commissions, there's another like $34.40 round turn. For the 5 contracts, we are at $161,568.50. So we're at $161,568.50. The market is now closed. And that's the story. Tomorrow's a new day. This is what the market looked like. You see, like we discussed, really choppy day. Really choppy, hard to figure out, hard to maneuver. We didn't overtrade, but basically it closed in the higher end of the range. And there was a point we could have taken profits, but we didn't, I guess, expect it to be this choppy. So that's what happened today. This is our result here. You see the 5-minute chart. Look at these. Look at this choppiness. Look at this, right? Okay, big down move, big up move, and then just chopping around. Let's look at the 30-minute. Okay, like we said, it's building a base. But I am pretty excited for the potential here of either holding this red moving average. You see this one right here, holding that average, and then breaking through the blue line, then we can be headed right back to the heights. And that would be pretty bullish, and then maybe a strong move, or under this red line. If you look at this red line, it hasn't touched it since the 3rd, and it touched it today and then bounced right back above it. So this red line is super duper support, right? Super support. And we believe that if it's going to break through this red line, that would be a massive short signal. Again, a solid break. If it touches it and comes right back up, obviously not. But if it slices through it, then that would be a real signal for some nice selling to come. All right, that is the story. Let's look at the daily chart just so we see where we stand. Okay, daily chart again. You see that we're in this like range-bound market. We slammed all the gains from yesterday, almost closing to the lows. I'm talking about the gains that the market had. We ended the day beautifully. But the market opened high and, hit records and then just went to the lows of the day mostly. And then today it's kind of just like, trying to find its way. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of uncertainty right now with what's going to go on with the election, what's going to be the final result, how long this process will be, what drama may ensue. There's a lot of questions right now. And COVID is still an issue. Yes, Pfizer came out with really good news yesterday, but now what? It's only the first stage. How soon will it be? And, whatever. So, anyways, this is what's going on. This is our situation for today. We're going to start tomorrow with, like we said, $161,568.50. Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. All right. See you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Good night.